Help! Last night I saved my history homework on a USB memory stick. I was going to print it in the university library this afternoon, but I forgot to bring the USB with me. I need to give a copy to my teacher by 4 p.m. today. Can you bring my USB to the library? I think it's on top of my history book on my desk. I don't need the book, just the USB. Sorry Julie, I couldn't find it. The history book was there, but there was no USB memory stick. I looked for it everywhere, even under your desk. Are you sure you don't have it with you? I'll bring your laptop computer with me, just in case. You were right, I did have it. It was at the bottom of my bag. What a relief. Thanks anyway. Tyler Quick Fan Club. Being a member of the Tyler Quick TQ Fan Club is so much fun. You can keep up with the latest news, and take part in many exciting fan club member events. All new members will receive our new members pack. It contains a membership card, a free signed poster, and a copy of TQ's third album Speeding Up. The new members pack will be delivered to your home, and will arrive a week or so after you join the fan club. TQ is loved all around the world. You can join from any country, and you can use the membership card for 1 year. The TQ fan club has 3 types of membership: Pacer, Speeder, and Zoomer. Please choose from the membership options below. Join before May 10th and receive a $10 discount on your membership fee. There is a $4 delivery fee for every new members pack. At the end of your first year, you can either renew or upgrade at a 50% discount. Whether you are a Pacer, a Speeder, or a Zoomer, you will love being a member of the TQ fan club. For more information, or to join, click here. Judges' individual comments. Mr. Hobbs. Silent Hill are great performers and they really seemed connected with the audience. Mountain Pear's singing was great. I loved Green Forest's original song. It was amazing. Ms. Lee. Silent Hill gave a great performance. It was incredible how the audience responded to their music. I really think that Silent Hill will become popular. Mountain Pear have great voices, but they were not exciting on stage. Green Forest performed a fantastic new song, but I think they need to practice more. Ms. Wells. Green Forest have a new song. I loved it. I think it could be a big hit. Judges shared evaluation summarized by Mr. Hobbs. Each band's total score is the same, but each band is very different. Ms. Lee and I agreed that performance is the most important quality for a band. Ms. Wells also agreed. Therefore, first place is easily determined. To decide between second and third places, Ms. Wells suggested that song originality should be more important than good singing. Ms. Lee and I agreed on this opinion. New school policy less than posted on the 21st of September 2020 greater than 2 p.e. Berger. From K. Roberts. Dear Dr. Berger, on behalf of all students, welcome to St. Mark's School. We heard that you are the first head teacher with a business background, so we hope your experience will help our school. I would like to express one concern about the change you are proposing to the after-school activity schedule. I realize that saving energy is important and from now it will be getting darker earlier. Is this why you have made the schedule an hour and a half shorter? Students at St. Mark's School take both their studies and their after-school activities very seriously. A number of students have told me that they want to stay at school until 6 p.m. as they have always done. Therefore, I would like to ask you to think again about this sudden change in policy. Regards, Ken Roberts, Head Student, Re. New school policy less than posted on the 22nd of September 2020 greater than 2 K. Roberts. From P. E. Berger. Dear Ken, many thanks for your kind post. You've expressed some important concerns, especially about the energy costs and student opinions on school activities. The new policy has nothing to do with saving energy. The decision was made based on a 2019 police report. The report showed that our city has become less safe due to a 5% increase in serious crimes. I would like to protect our students, so I would like them to return home before it gets dark. Yours, Dr. P. E. Berger, Head Teacher. I'm considering staying at the Holly Tree Hotel in Castleton in March 2021. Would you recommend this hotel, and is it easy to get there from Buxton Airport? Answer: yes, I strongly recommend the Holly Tree. I've stayed there twice. It's inexpensive, and the service is brilliant. There's also a wonderful free breakfast. Click here for access information. Let me tell you my own experience of getting there. On my first visit, I used the Underground, which is cheap and convenient. Trains run every 5 minutes. From the airport, I took the Red Line to Mossfield. Transferring to the Orange Line for Victoria should normally take about 7 minutes, but the directions weren't clear and I needed an extra 5 minutes. From Victoria, it was a 10-minute bus ride to the hotel. The second time, I took the express bus to Victoria, so I didn't have to worry about transferring. At Victoria, I found a notice saying there would be roadworks until summer 2021. Now it takes 3 times as long as usual to get to the hotel by city bus, although buses run every 10 minutes. It's possible to walk, but I took the bus as the weather was bad. Enjoy your stay. Volunteers wanted. Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah King, an exchange student from London. I'd like to share something important with you today. You may have heard of the Sakura International Center. It provides valuable opportunities for Japanese and foreign residents to get to know each other. Popular events such as cooking classes and karaoke contests are held every month. However, there is a serious problem. The building is getting old and requires expensive repairs. To help raise funds to maintain the center, many volunteers are needed. I learned about the problem a few months ago. While shopping in town, I saw some people taking part in a fundraising campaign. I spoke to the leader of the campaign, Katie, who explained the situation. She thanked me when I donated some money. She told me that they had asked the town mayor for financial assistance, but their request had been rejected. They had no choice but to start fundraising. Last month, I attended a lecture on art at the center. Again, I saw people trying to raise money, and I decided to help. They were happy when I joined them in asking passers-by for donations. We tried hard, but there were too few of us to collect much money. With a tearful face, Katie told me that they wouldn't be able to use the building much longer. I felt the need to do something more. Then, the idea came to me that other students might be willing to help. Katie was delighted to hear this. Now, I'm asking you to join me in the fundraising campaign to help the Sakura International Center. Please email me today. As an exchange student, my time in Japan is limited, but I want to make the most of it. By working together, we can really make a difference. Class 3A, Sarah King, Sarah K at sakura-h.ed.jp. Sarah King. Hi Emma, we have some ideas and questions about the schedule for the day out with our 12 guests next month. As you told us, the students from both schools are supposed to give presentations in our assembly hall from 10 a.m. So, I've been looking at the attached timetable. Will they arrive at Azuma Station at 9:39 a.m. and then take a taxi to the school? We have also been discussing the afternoon activities. How about seeing something related to science? We have 2 ideas, but if you need a third, please let me know. Have you heard about the special exhibition that is on at Westside Aquarium next month? It's about a new food supplement made from sea plankton. We think it would be a good choice. Since it's popular, the best time to visit will be when it is least busy. I'm attaching the graph I found on the aquarium's homepage. Eastside Botanical Garden, together with our local university, has been developing an interesting way of producing electricity from plants. Luckily, the professor in charge will give a short talk about it on that day in the early afternoon. Why don't we go? Everyone will want to get some souvenirs, won't they? I think West Mall, next to Hibari Station, would be best, but we don't want to carry them around with us all day. Finally, every visitor to Azuma should see the town's symbol, the statue in Azuma Memorial Park next to our school, but we can't work out a good schedule. Also, could you tell us what the plan is for lunch? Yours, Nitsuki. Hi Nitsuki, thank you for your email. You've been working hard. In answer to your question, they'll arrive at the station at 9:20 a.m. and then catch the school bus. The 2 main afternoon locations, the aquarium and botanical garden, are good ideas because both schools place emphasis on science education, and the purpose of this program is to improve the scientific knowledge of the students. However, it would be wise to have a third suggestion just in case. Let's get souvenirs at the end of the day. We can take the bus to the mall, arriving there at 5 p.m. This will allow almost an hour for shopping and our guests can still be back at the hotel by 6:30 p.m. for dinner, as the hotel is only a few minutes walk from Kaide Station. About lunch, the school cafeteria will provide boxed lunches. We can eat under the statue you mentioned. If it rains, let's eat inside. Thank you so much for your suggestions. Could you 2 make a draft for the schedule? Best, Emma. 5 years ago, Mrs. Sabine Ruiz lost her horse. She had spent 20 years with the horse before he died of old age. At that time, she felt that she could never own another horse. Out of loneliness, she spent hours watching cows on a nearby milk farm. Then, one day, she asked the farmer if she could help look after them. The farmer agreed, and Sabine started work. She quickly developed a friendship with one of the cows. As the cow was pregnant, she spent more time with it than with the others. After the cow's baby was born, the baby started following Sabine around. Unfortunately, the farmer wasn't interested in keeping a bull, a male cow, on a milk farm. The farmer planned to sell the baby bull, which he called 309, to a meat market. Sabine decided she wasn't going to let that happen, so she asked the farmer if she could buy him and his mother. The farmer agreed, and she bought them. Sabine then started taking 309 for walks to town. About 9 months later, when at last she had permission to move the animals, they moved to Sabine's farm. Soon after, Sabine was offered a pony. At first, she wasn't sure if she wanted to have him, but the memory of her horse was no longer painful, so she accepted the pony and named him Leon. She then decided to return to her old hobby and started training him for show jumping. 309, who she had renamed Aston, spent most of his time with Leon, and the two became really close friends. However, Sabine had not expected Aston to pay close attention to her training routine with Leon, nor had she expected Aston to pick up some tricks. The young bull quickly mastered walking, galloping, stopping, going backwards, and turning around on command. He responded to Sabine's voice just like a horse. And despite weighing 1,300 kilograms, it took him just 18 months to learn how to leap over 1-meter-high horse jumps with Sabine on his back. Aston might never have learned those things without having watched Leon. Moreover, Aston understood distance and could adjust his steps before a jump. He also noticed his faults and corrected them without any help from Sabine. That's something only the very best Olympic standard horses can do. Now Sabine and Aston go to weekend fairs and horse shows around Europe to show off his skills. Sabine says, "We get a good reaction. Mostly, people are really surprised, and at first, they can be a bit scared because he's big, much bigger than a horse. Most people don't like to get too close to bulls with horns. But once they see his real nature, and see him performing, they often say, oh, he's really quite beautiful. Look," and Sabine shows a photo of Aston on her smartphone. She then continues, "When Aston was very young, I used to take him out for walks on a lead, like a dog, so that he would get used to humans. Maybe that's why he doesn't mind people. Because he is so calm, children, in particular, really like watching him and getting a chance to be close to him." Over the last few years, news of the massive show jumping bull has spread rapidly. Now, Aston is a major attraction with a growing number of online followers. Aston and Sabine sometimes need to travel 200 or 300 kilometers away from home, which means they have to stay overnight. Aston has to sleep in a horse box, which isn't really big enough for him. He doesn't like it. "I have to sleep with him in the box," says Sabine. "But you know, when he wakes up and changes position, he is very careful not to crush me. He really is very gentle. He sometimes gets lonely, and he doesn't like being away from Leon for too long, but other than that, he's very happy." Making ice hockey safer. Ice hockey is a team sport enjoyed by a wide variety of people around the world. The object of the sport is to move a hard rubber disc called a puck into the other team's net with a hockey stick. 2 teams with 6 players on each team engage in this fast-paced sport on a hard and slippery ice rink. Players may reach a speed of 30 kilometers per hour sending the puck into the air. At this pace, both the players and the puck can be a cause of serious danger. The speed of the sport and the slippery surface of the ice rink make it easy for players to fall down or bump into each other, resulting in a variety of injuries. In an attempt to protect players, equipment such as helmets, gloves, and pads for the shoulders, elbows, and legs has been introduced over the years. Despite these efforts, ice hockey has a high rate of concussions. A concussion is an injury to the brain that affects the way it functions. It is caused by either direct or indirect impact to the head, face, neck, or elsewhere and can sometimes cause temporary loss of consciousness. In less serious cases, for a short time, players may be unable to walk straight or see clearly, or they may experience ringing in the ears. Some believe they just have a slight headache and do not realize they have injured their brains. In addition to not realizing the seriousness of the injury, players tend to worry about what their coach will think. In the past, coaches preferred tough players who played in spite of the pain. In other words, while it would seem logical for an injured player to stop playing after getting hurt, many did not. Recently, however, it has been found that concussions can have serious effects that last a lifetime. People with a history of concussion may have trouble concentrating or sleeping. Moreover, they may suffer from psychological problems such as depression and mood changes. In some cases, players may develop smell and taste disorders. The National Hockey League (NHL), consisting of teams in Canada and the United States, has been making stricter rules and guidelines to deal with concussions. For example, in 2001, the NHL introduced the wearing of visors, pieces of clear plastic attached to the helmet that protect the face. At first, it was optional and many players chose not to wear them. Since 2013, however, it has been required. In addition, in 2004, the NHL began to give more severe penalties, such as suspensions and fines, to players who hit another player in the head deliberately. The NHL also introduced a concussion spotters system in 2015. In this system, NHL officials with access to live streaming and video replay watch for visible indications of concussion during each game. At first, 2 concussion spotters, who had no medical training, monitored the game in the arena. The following year, 1 to 4 concussion spotters with medical training were added. They monitored each game from the league's head office in New York. If a spotter thinks that a player has suffered a concussion, the player is removed from the game and is taken to a quiet room for an examination by a medical doctor. The player is not allowed to return to the game until the doctor gives permission. The NHL has made much progress in making ice hockey a safer sport. As more is learned about the causes and effects of concussions, the NHL will surely take further measures to ensure player safety. Better safety might lead to an increase in the number of ice hockey players and fans. Cake, candy, soft drinks. Most of us love sweet things. In fact, young people say, sweet, to mean something is good, in English. When we think of sweetness, we imagine ordinary white sugar from sugar cane or sugar beet plants. Scientific discoveries, however, have changed the world of sweeteners. We can now extract sugars from many other plants. The most obvious example is corn. Corn is abundant, inexpensive, and easy to process. High fructose corn syrup (HFCS) is about 1.2 times sweeter than regular sugar, but quite high in calories. Taking science one step further, over the past 70 years scientists have developed a wide variety of artificial sweeteners. A recent U.S. National Health and Nutrition Examination survey concluded that 14.6% of the average American's energy intake is from added sugar, which refers to sugar that is not derived from whole foods. A banana, for example, is a whole food, while a cookie contains added sugar. More than half of added sugar calories are from sweetened drinks and desserts. Lots of added sugar can have negative effects on our bodies, including excessive weight gain and other health problems. For this reason, many choose low-calorie substitutes for drinks, snacks, and desserts. Natural alternatives to white sugar include brown sugar, honey, and maple syrup, but they also tend to be high in calories. Consequently, alternative, low-calorie sweeteners, LCSs, mostly artificial chemical combinations, have become popular. The most common LCSs today are aspartame, ACE, stevia, and sucralose. Not all LCSs or artificial stevia comes from plant leaves. Alternative sweeteners can be hard to use in cooking because some cannot be heated and most are far sweeter than white sugar. Aspartame and ACE are 200 times sweeter than sugar. Stevia is 300 times sweeter, and sucralose has twice the sweetness of stevia. Some new sweeteners are even more intense. A Japanese company recently developed Advantame, which is 20,000 times sweeter than sugar. Only a tiny amount of this substance is required to sweeten something. When choosing sweeteners, it is important to consider health issues. Making desserts with lots of white sugar, for example, results in high-calorie dishes that could lead to weight gain. There are those who prefer LCSs for this very reason. Apart from calories, however, some research links consuming artificial LCSs with various other health concerns. Some LCSs contain strong chemicals suspected of causing cancer, while others have been shown to affect memory and brain development, so they can be dangerous, especially for young children, pregnant women, and the elderly. There are a few relatively natural alternative sweeteners, like xylitol and sorbitol, which are low in calories. Unfortunately, these move through the body extremely slowly, so consuming large amounts can cause stomach trouble. When people want something sweet, even with all the information, it is difficult for them to decide whether to stick to common higher-calorie sweeteners like sugar or to use LCSs. Many varieties of gum and candy today contain one or more artificial sweeteners. Nonetheless, some people who would not put artificial sweeteners in hot drinks may still buy such items. Individuals need to weigh the options and then choose the sweeteners that best suit their needs and circumstances.